welcome.
Hey,
Ah,
what's
explosion.
everybody?
Hey, everybody. How's everybody? First of all, I've got to change the color because the color was
Yes,
only
Joe,
for St.
for
Patrick's.
the St. Patty.
That was St. Patrick's Day. So, yeah, that was a special occasion. So let's go ahead and shrink this up a little bit. Also, we need our names on here, don't we?
Yeah, why not?
Why ain't we seeing the names on here? What did I change? What did I change?
I don't know.
I don't know what I changed.
Yeah,
Usually we see the
let me see if I.
hmm,
No, it's gonna pop it in. No.
So I don't know what I did here. I was
Oh, well.
messing around with
Uh-huh.
so I don't know. Well, we'll see. I'll mess around with it. Maybe when somebody else is talking, I'll sit here and
Mm-hmm.
jack around with it, figure out why the
Yeah,
hell.
like I talk that much.
I'm trying to get you going on that season. So
Well, at least
yeah.
I'll start saying what's up to everyone out on the side chat there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to keep my hands warm, so I'm not going to type too much because it's really cold out here today. It's just me. I got the chill in me, and I just can't get rid of it. But I'll warm up hopefully, and be able to use my fingers a little bit more. I'm still warming them up,
Yeah.
but of course
Well,
I'm
if you
still
if you
drinking
had
some cold.
yourself a little honey, they'd be
Yeah,
nice and toasty.
I know. I've been there, done that, and I learned in life sometimes that it's better not to have to answer to somebody.
Okay,
You
all
know,
right. We'll
right
leave that.
now at this
I'm gonna leave
point.
that alone. I'm gonna leave
Yeah,
that one alone. So
but
let's see. We got.
you've been there.
Uh, we're gonna leave that one alone too.
Okay,
So
all right.
okay, let's see. We got Kodi Man. I see Michael up. Thanks for you guys joining us. Narcissistic. If you want to join the chat, you're more than welcome to. Redneck. Nice to see you, bud. Canuck Gal. How you doing? How you doing? She's getting braver and braver. She was almost going to come on today's show. Maybe if we hound her
Come
enough,
on, girl.
she
Get
can.
on
She might be able brave enough to come on into the show. I saw Eddie rolling up in there. Thanks for joining us, Eddie. Yep, nice to see everyone. Roger, nice for you to join us in the side chat. Stuart, thanks for joining us. Theodore, what's up? How you doing, man? Octavia, as always, beautiful as always, joining us in the side chat and joins us on Fridays and Wednesdays. She is always watching us, so thank you so much. Charles, hey, Charles, you can jump on down there. You got that new computer. You can jump on there and you can be a superstar with your new computer. Let's hear from you. Trevor, thanks to join you. Thanks for joining us over here. Heavy Metal. And hey, did you ever watch the movie Heavy Metal?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a cartoon.
Yeah.
Animated thing. Yeah, it's a real good movie. I won't say real good movie. It's a decent movie.
The
Soundtrack is good. It's real weird. It's kind of like what was that one that Love, Death, and Robots? Wasn't it on Netflix? It was kind of somewhat the same idea. It's all animation and all. So nice to see it. Jim, what's up? Peter, nice for you guys to join us on the side chat. So nice to see everybody. We'll get rolling along. We'll see what happens. I will try to keep my eye over here on Telegram. Alban, if anybody messages you or if you see a message in Streaming Matters room, send them the link. Bring them on in.
Yep.
So again, I have a Telegram group that anybody's welcome to join, from super techie people to people that have no tech skills. Well, I'd appreciate if you had just a little bit, because how do I turn this on? But we try to help people with all kinds of problems, and there's not just me. I think we're up to 850 people, 950 people, something like that in there, and it's a good group, a lot of help in there. So yeah, if you're looking for streaming help, that's a great place to go, because sometimes answering questions on a YouTube video is kind of hard. It's easier if you have that one-on-one talk back and forth. Cedric, nice to see you. And look at Roger. I saw heavy metal in the theater, tripping balls on mushrooms. So yeah, love it. Dennis, thanks for joining us. So hey, we're gonna see what we talk about today. Oh, Stuart says 925 people in my chat room. So yeah, more than welcome for people to join in there. And I think one time I said, yeah, we had 800 people. I said, we got like 800 people. We have 100 people that probably know what they're talking about and 700 people that just don't know. And everybody says, I'm part of the 700. That used to be the thing. I'm part of the 700. So
yep.
Yeah.
700 Club.
So what is the what's the group on Telegram?
Streaming.
Streaming Matters. Let me grab the URL.
Okay.
I'll grab that. And let me toss it over here in the side chat. Hey, Alban, if you would do me a favor, kind of keep an eye. I don't know. Do you use the pop-up?
Yeah, I have a pop-up going. Yeah.
So a lot of times there's some people's comments get lost in
I'll interrupt you.
Yep.
You know, because you just talk a mile a minute sometimes, as everyone knows. I'm like, because I'm normally sitting there waiting, and meanwhile,
ain't gonna happen.
4 minutes later, we've gotten the message.
Yeah, So you just interrupt me.
I'll just shut you up.
Yeah. You know, Blue did it, so she wasn't scared.
But I wasn't looking to marry you.
Nah, well, she ain't worried about hurting my feelings. She'll say what she needs to say. Let's see. What's that? Alejandro? Is that how I say that? Alejandro?
Yeah, LaCroix.
So he says he gave up on digs, found a German build, and so far works okay. Yeah, there's a lot of issues with builds as we're transferring over to 19. And you don't have to move all into 19. Just because there's 19 out does not mean move to 19. I would highly suggest people to stay on 18. You're going to have more stability. You're going to have more options. So, everyone thinks that the newest, shiniest car is the best one. Sometimes the old, reliable one that maybe, it's been proven and it lasts. Maybe that's the one you need to stay with. So, we'll see. But there's some options out there. Let's see. Cedric says he likes my 2 add-ons. Great info for Kodi. Props out to my friends that created those 2 add-ons.
I think you should explain what they are, because no,
that was on Saturday.
We're both so happy about it,
Well, and part of that is it was Saturday when I got them.
Yeah.
Because we were on the show Friday, and we were talking about being able to showcase my stuff on Cocoscope. But Cocoscope doesn't have a Kodi add-on. There's no Kodi add-on that works for Cocoscope. The same day, 2 sets of friends created independently Cocoscope add-ons. And so Saturday evening when I got home from work, I get messages, and I'm looking through the messages, and 2 sets of friends had made 2 different Cocoscope add-ons. And I was flabbergasted. I was just amazed. I was very flattered, and it was neat to have it. So I've done a little bit of work, and they've both progressed a little bit. But let me go ahead and try to let me open up my Kodi, and I will share my screen because I have that saved. And what it is it's a way to have inside Kodi, you're able to install my add-on. And if you install one of the 2 add-ons that I have, you're able to watch my Cocoscope videos. And not only watch my Cocoscope videos, you can actually install the repository from where, if I'm talking about a build or an add-on or whatever, you can install the repository that goes with that particular item in Kodi. So that makes it very simple. You watch a video, I'll use example Narcissistic, who may jump on today. His repository, he has some add-ons in there, and if you watch the video at the end, or even at the beginning, whenever, you can pull up the context menu and install his repository, and then in turn install his add-on. So that makes it no URLs you got to remember. You don't have to stop and write it down. Cocoscope is a alternative to YouTube, less restrictive, much less restrictive than YouTube. YouTube, I've gotten dinged by YouTube numerous times for things I've said and posted. So it is difficult at times to try to tell people stuff without worrying about what do I say that goes too far that YouTube says let's break their community rules. So Cocoscope gives me way more room to do and make videos. I can show whatever, and I can show you add-ons. So this is a way of watching my Cocoscope channel and install the repository. So let me share my screen over here. So, all right, so we're going to do this. I'll pull this up full screen. So this is a base Kodi 19. Nothing. This is just one of my portables, just simple stuff. And I've got two different add-ons. I've got this one, CocoDab, which is built upon MicroGen base, which is the next generation of Gen add-on. It is not like the 18 Gen add-on. This is written from the start and started from ground up. It does not have all of the capabilities that Gen has. So if you were a person that wrote a Gen add-on, you do not have the capabilities quite yet, but there are people working on those plugins. So that's CocoDab, which is Gen based, and then we have DabScope, which was written. It's written from the base. Has
which one
it's not
does 18 and which the
Yep.
two of them do 18 and which one does 19?
This one only does 18. So we had put it down there in the graphic 18, 19. CocoDab only does 19. We probably should have put it in the thumb image just saying 19.
Yeah.
So this one only does Kodi 19. This does both. So I'll open up this first, and where you go, you got add-on reviews, build reviews, streaming matters shows, dabs must-haves, tips and tricks, and then I added Kodi apps today. I think it was today I added him. So he has a Cocoscope channel, and I'm able to add his videos, or I did add his videos to this add-on. So let's say you're looking at this Aurora build ghetto wizard. So I'm gonna click it. And you know his videos don't talk, they're just showing you, there's like 1 minute video. So you're able to watch his video. Let me show you how, and I'm gonna pull up the context menu. You see the repo links. I can click that. If I highlight that, hit OK, then it's gonna say you need to, I can change the name. So I can change this repository. What's it? Fadam only man. What's it? Fam dammy Lee man. Trying to figure out how. Fam dam. Van Damme only man.
Van Damme man.
I can't figure out how he breaks that up. Van Damme man. Van Damme man. Maybe that's how it is.
Yeah.
But so I can change the words. I can call this whatever I want. I hit OK. It needs Kodi to restart, and it will add it to the file manager. Adds it right in here, like once I reboot. Now I've not rebooted, so it has that. It adds it in here. You click it, and well, I'd have to click it through add-ons. Install from repository. Install. Well, I would do it. Install from a zip, and then say I wanted that. I would click this. And like you'll see Narcissistic's add-on is added. From there, I have his repository, can add whichever add-on I want. So the plus of this is that you can watch the videos, and then if there's something you like, you can just go and install the repository. And so you've got that, and then we got CocoDab, which actually Codius created DabScope. He created DabScope, and he was the one that had wrote the code for adding a repository. And the people that had created CocoDab said, that is what an ingenious idea. And so like within a couple hours or something, like Sunday morning, I already had the install from a repository in CocoDab also. So you go into Dab's videos here, broken up in the same categories. One of the pluses with DabScope is you can actually see how many views and when it was uploaded. So you can see this video was just uploaded an hour ago, 89 views. So you're able to get in real time when it was uploaded, how many views, that Siemens, you can see how many views it had. That's just an added thing. Look at Revolution rolling. And look at there. Look at Oath, 32,000. And that's due to Kodi apps, though. He links into my stuff. But he did the same. You got the same option here with Kodi apps. One of the other pluses with DabScopes, which it doesn't affect any of you guys, is that this scrapes the website automatically. I don't have to add nothing. The other one, CocoDab, I actually have to edit an XML, which is not difficult, but just a little bit more work. You can see this is all of Kodi app stuff. So lots of great things. Like I said, you can, let's see, I'll click on one of these real quick. So let's say Sports HD. Now his looks at a little bit different. We can do one of two things. You can do video information, which shows you the context menu or the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can also do links from the video. And I can actually click here and do the same thing. Do I want to add this as a source?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I can name it whatever I want, and I won't name it. And then again, you got to restart Kodi and do that. So both of them fun add-ons that are different from anything anybody else has created. So I'm very thankful to have my friends that created those. And they also give me a way of showing the videos and then helping you install it, because how many times I don't know how to install this. And I'll be like, did you look in the show notes where it shows the URL? And they're like, well, no, I didn't know. No. You might want to read that. So this makes it a little bit easier. Mm-hmm. So a fun little thing. So that's my two,
just my two add-ons. That thing there from TJ Smith. Says he needs to update my add-ons. I think I have 11 at this point, just waiting to see what happens with 19. I have patience, though, my bills as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, I mean, all right. So right now, for the most part, right now you have Shadow that is a base for a lot of add-ons, and a lot of guys have done that. And I was going to talk about some of the add-ons that have used Shadow, because Shadow has added some features, and he has welcomed people using his base to create add-ons that work in 18 and 19. So we've got Asgard has went from using the Shadow base. It can be 18 and 19. You got 4K, which went to using that base. Alanoid, I think it's Alanode. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. That uses the Shadow base. Cloud9, which is a sports add-on, that's used in the Shadow base. Free, there's an add-on called Free. Some people may remember that from 18. It's using the Shadow base, so it's on both. Deja Vu is using the Shadow base, works on both. The Boys, that's using the Shadow base. And so is Rogue One, and those are the ones I have. So you can use that Shadow base and bring your gen list over. So if you have a gen, you can move it over and use Shadow. And some people are doing that. And then there is some people, I showed a video or add that source, which was off of the same idea. Let me show you that. I made a video for this just a little while ago, you guys. So maybe you haven't been able to see that. Let's see. Add that source, which is another program add-on that somebody made. This guy's anonymous, just created this and put it out there and asked me to put it in my repo. I said, sure. He's basically took the idea from the idea of being able to install repositories through the microgen, and he's listed different repositories on here. So let's say I wanted to install Fen, pull up my context menu, repo links. There's the Tiki Peter. We know that that's where Fen comes from, is the Tiki Peter repository. Hit OK. I can call it whatever I want. I'll leave that alone. Hit OK. And once I reboot, the Fen or the Tiki Peter repository will be part of my my Kodi setup right in the file manager. So he's added these to just make it easier for people. Again, this is a program file, a program super small. He can change these, add, subtract. He said that he will watch the Streaming Matters Telegram group, and if people want to be added or taken off this list, if they have a repository and they're like, I don't want to be on that, he'll remove them. Or if they want to be added to it, he will add them. But he doesn't. I didn't know who he was, and he's kind of messaged me through a name. I'm not sure. So he said that he's going to check the Streaming Matters room, and he will try to keep up with what needs to be taken or added off of it. So he just didn't want to be. He's like, I'm gonna stay in the shadows and not talk. And I'm like, okay, do whatever you want. He says, just please put it in your repo so people can have it. So again, that's a great idea to be able to install add-ons. You don't have to go out and find the URLs, and it just makes it just super, super simple.
Oh yeah.
So let me
just want to say what's up to Sohail.
Sohail?
He was late today, that's why I was asking if it was if his clock changes were different,
Yeah, some of the people in England, I don't think the UK hasn't changed quite yet.
Right.
I don't think they've changed. So I'm gonna go ahead and send this link out to a few of the people in case they.
Oh, I didn't see anyone. No one sent me anything.
No,
Okay.
Hey, I'll go put pressure on people.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
What's up, Professor Penn?
And
you could jump in and say, hey.
Yeah, Penn's able to jump on here.
Yeah, man.
He just did a video. He's actually joined Cocoscope.
Yeah, I know. I saw his videos. I subscribed with him, of course. Yeah, he had a great one about plex that I just saw. That was pretty good. So thank you, as usual.
He likes to do. He does some good videos.
Wait,
got a lot of
names
knowledge.
came up again. Yeah, they're back. What did you fix it?
I don't know. Nothing. It decided to work.
Okay.
So, what happened? Oh, I got to watch this stupid ad. So yeah, we got eye candy going in the back. So got that going on. GoPro Donnie, what controller do I use for my emulation? In my emulation, the only control I have my cheap ass PlayStation knockoff controller, and then I have my my X Tank big control board, which I showed that a few weeks back, which is like yay big, and it's like 2 joysticks and 8 buttons each, and a trackball and all that stuff. C-Man, how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you guys? What's happening?
How you doing?
Doing well. How are you and the crew doing over there?
Oh, we're doing well. We're trying to keep up with all these edits.
Yeah, using Shadow as a base, you're going to.
Yeah, we had Black Lightning where I thought, okay, let's just leave it, and we ended up changing a few things, and I think we may go backwards. We'll see what happens. Because really, it's the one click that I wanted in there, and the next up was working on the last update. So yeah, I think we'll keep it where it's at for now, and probably Asgard will move forward with a bunch of edits. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Well, and anybody that's using Shadow, or you're in the Shadow room, the developer of that, he he can post some updates. And if you're and see the thing about with people like C-Man or some of these others that are using as a base, whenever he makes changes, you don't necessarily have to change unless it's things that's going to affect you. But the thing is if you fall behind and say he makes edits for 2 or 3 updates, then you've got to make those changes because you don't know what affects what. But well, you have an idea, but I know he fixed tracked this week. Next up was one of the things I remember this week. A bunch of the Gen stuff, bunch of the Gen plugins. He did some work on those.
Yeah, he did, and he fixed the issue with showing what link source the gens were pulling, like what the file storage was. So that was good to see. So yeah, I mean he's made loads of progress. Great to see. Yeah. Great developer.
Yeah, and it's so. Again, I mean, so would you suggest people to go to 19, or would you tell them to stay on 18? In your opinion?
In my opinion, if you don't know it, stay on 18. If you don't know what you're messing with, I mean, and I'm not saying I'm an expert by any means, but 19 is working perfect for me. So, I mean, it's a different experience as far as I'm concerned, streaming wise. I mean, it's just seems faster and smoother.
Yeah. I mean, it is quicker, but it's just there's a lot of sports add-ons that popped in this week. I wrote that down. Let's see, the Cloud9 was new, and then I did the video today on Apex.
I saw that. Yeah.
The way he words it, I'm not sure if it's. I'm sure it's not Apex because his name is Apex or something. The way Ape is part of his name. So that Apex add-on is another sports add-on, and it's basically doing what Sports Devil did. It looks just like Sports Devil in the way that you look at because if you guys remember with Sports Devil, you had live.tv. Some of those servers were the same ones. So it looks a lot like the Sports Devil of old. And I was showing a video today, and I mean, worked pretty good. But again, those kind of things can change in a matter of minutes depending on how many people are on that server. The more people on a server, it's going to cause problems. So,
well, that was an issue we were having as far as just server just getting hammered. And then, you know, it's all pulling from our server. It's pulling those gen lists and
XMLs.
We've gone to a dedicated server now, and we almost maxed it the first day Asgard came out, but it seems to be leveling out now, which is good.
Yeah, that's the thing. The XML, so for people that may not be familiar with, so add-ons can work a couple different ways. An add-on, let's say you request that you want to watch a movie. Some add-ons will look at the movie database or tracked. Well, they used to look at TVDB, but that's happening less and less. But say they look at the movie database and they look for a show, it would do all the work. And then at the end, the add-on would scrape or look for that particular episode. Well, a gen is a playlist add-on. Like Phoenix, if you guys remember Phoenix and some of those other add-ons, Bob, they were all XML based or playlists. So the server has to read that XML to say, you get to the main menu and it says, okay, where do you want to go from here? And you say, I'm going to go to movies. And then you click movies. Do you want current? Do you want hot, trending, whatever list you got for movies? So you get that list. It reads, you look at it and you're like, okay, I want this. And you click it. It pulls another XML. So every time you do it, it pulls an XML from the server. And that's not a lot. But the problem is when you multiply that by 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 people.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom, 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 happening. And we're needing XMLs. And you're like, those XMLs are small. But, you know, if everyone's taking a little bite, Pretty
adds
soon,
up
that's pretty
quick.
It
big.
adds up real
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
Especially
But-
with 4 different add-ons in that repo,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
gen based. Well, shadowed gen based, but they're pulling gen lists.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah. Yeah. When they're pulling those XMLs, those playlists, they're having to pull those XMLs, and it can be taxing. You think about falling in the water of a bunch of piranhas. One piranha can only do so much damage, but multiply that by 10,000 piranha,
Mhm.
can cause a little
exactly.
bit. It cause a little bit of problems on you. So yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. But you guys are sorting it out.
Yeah.
So it seems like things are getting better.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was going to do a video on you guys updating, but then I thought maybe I need to wait a day or two. give y'all server just a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, you might do that. That's a good idea. Now, I like your new add-ons. Those are awesome. Great job. Great
Yeah,
job.
it's not my contribution is like yay big compared to what the people that actually created it. Now it's just me keeping it maintained, and I changed some verbiage, I changed some art, changed little things. So yeah, they're fun. I mean, the thing is I really like it that makes it easy for people.
Yeah.
Really
exactly.
easy.
Yeah.
And I don't know, did you see that one that wasn't my add-on? That add the source, which is basically that's all it is, a list of repositories, and you can install any repository you want.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it yet. How's that
Mhm.
working?
I mean, I was just given it. I looked at it yesterday, the day before. I saw some tests of it, and I was like, okay, I got an idea where this is going. And then I was given it this morning and said, hey, you can go ahead and, if you would, put this on your repository and put it out there, and I'll check in on the Streaming Matters group for any issues that it has or things like that. And I'm like, okay. So I checked it. I mean, it's so nice because it reminds me of Community Portal way back when. I don't know if any of you guys used Community Portal way back.
Way back. Yeah.
And you could actually search for just repositories.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it wasn't like you're not logging into one big repo that has everything installed. It's more like a list, and it just doing the same thing. You're looking at a list of them, and then you say, hey, I want to install this or this repository. Once that repository is installed, then you can say, hey, I want this add-on or that add-on. So it's a fun, I think it's a great idea. When I saw it, I'm like, wow, that's a great idea, because it makes it easy for someone that's maybe not real comfortable with finding these URLs.
Yeah.
Sure.
And yeah, we'll see where I don't know. We'll see. A lot of times people create add-ons, but maintaining an add-on is different than creating one.
True.
Maintaining is a pain in the butt.
Indeed.
Creating, it's fun. And then once you create, you're like, wait, I gotta do what? I gotta update what?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was some fun things. I don't know if C-Man, since you have some builds going on now, you've been moving you had numerous builds in 19, which there was some problems for people that have builds, and then some of these people have jumped over to the shadow base. Am I right?
Yes.
So can you explain that?
Say that again. I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Can you explain what happened where some people, let's say people had Asgard,
Sure.
now there may be some issues if they're builders or if they had it installed as a build.
So what it's done is it's basically gone from a gen to a shadow base. So any linked submenus, widgets, whatever it may be that were linked to Asgard or other gen add-ons that have gone shadow base, they're going to have to completely relink all those submenus and widgets or whatever it may be. I just did 14 updates yesterday, and and damn near made me want to quit. And I know there's more changes to come, and but it was a good time to lose a few too yesterday on 18. So, but yeah, so things are not going to work if your submenus and widgets are linked to gen that have converted.
Right, because it's the path is different. The path that the gen followed a certain path. Now that path is different, and it don't take but one thing in that path to change, and the path is useless.
Exactly.
Just one. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why when I do a lot of builds, I don't on purpose. You know how people do, and they'll have all them sub-menu items and all those special items all in these special spots of builds or in add-ons. And you're just like, oh man, there's boxing and there's football, and in the sports section, it's got all these little quick, makes it so easy. Yeah, but it doesn't take anything to mess it up. I mean, a small change, boom. I used to link to Phoenix back in the day, and they would change something in Phoenix, and all those links that you had, all those sublinks, which it's not hard. It's just frustrating, especially for people that may have a lot of builds.
It's time consuming, extremely time consuming.
Yep. Oh yeah, it happens, but yeah.
I'm learning just to link to the main add-on name.
Yeah.
Screw the submenu.
Yeah. If you can't figure that out,
shit.
Yeah. Especially it gets to be a lot of work. So hopefully the builders will catch that and not get too frustrated. I know that I actually posted that in Cellar Doors room because he has a lot of add-ons in his builds.
Yeah.
And a lot of they go into a lot of categories. So I posted in that because I'm thinking, man, I know he's going to be starting to have some problems because he links into so many different things. I'm thinking, you're going to be feeling this pain.
Yeah.
No. So let's see. We got that Justice League. So anybody watch Justice League yet? Alban, who doesn't work, so he probably watched it yesterday.
No, I was gonna. It was funny. It's like I did my homework for our player pass, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll watch Justice League now, and then I look at 4 hours, and I said to myself, nope, not at this type of quality, and I don't think I can deal with Gal Gadot for that long because of her acting. It just drives me insane. So I didn't watch it. I figured I'd wait. I'm not going to screw myself like how I watched, Coming to America. I'm going to wait this time and see what people say.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Took me 3 days to watch it, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I actually.
What about the like the 4.3?
The 4x3 with the black bars, that was a little annoying.
Yeah, I don't know if I could deal with 4 hours of that.
Yeah, well, you know what was nice is I actually with my colors, it actually showed the color even past the bars.
Oh wow!
So
okay.
it picks up the color.
Oh okay.
And so I didn't get just black on the sides.
Oh, that's cool.
I watched only about 5 minutes of it just to see if it would work because I downloaded the 4K version, and downloaded that and put it on my plex, and I'm like, okay, I'll watch that at some point.
I'll say this: it was extremely well done. It was well directed. It was well done.
Okay.
Right. Oh, you got look at Michael. 4 hours, yeah. It's 4 hours. 4 hours and 2 or 3 minutes, something like that. Because you pull it up, it's
insane. You know what I mean? What did they expect it to actually? If we had movie theaters, would they have really have put that in a movie theater and said, I want you to sit here for 4 hours to watch this?
You'd have had the intermission like you do at a play or something.
Yeah, well,
2 hours in,
I
stop
don't know.
and go get some more popcorn.
They wouldn't do an intermission.
Yeah, they would. Because think about this. That makes you get up and go get some more popcorn. Who's making money?
Still get up anyhow.
That's true.
True. You know how they'll make money? They'll split the movie in half, and they make you pay a second time.
Oh, shoot.
That's how they make money. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna I'll watch it. Like I said, the
Yeah, I'm
first
gonna
5
watch
minutes, it actually the when I watched, the quality looked really good on my copy.
It
So
really
Alvin,
is.
maybe
Yeah. My
Alvin, you need
copy
to.
it
Okay.
looked good. It was just that I saw 4x3, and I'm like, what the hell? And I figured, that maybe there's something else, another a better copy coming out or something. But normally my Plex would grab the better copy first.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Well, I know that the 1080 was out first, and there were some people talking about the audio, and I didn't get it till the next day. So
yeah, I had gotten it that night.
The 4K version that's out there is really good.
Yeah. Okay.
It's good. It's a good one to break up into a couple of days. It really is.
Eddie G says the longest stay was 4 hours. Was it 4 hours, or was it like 3 something?
Eddie, he'll be paying attention to that stuff. Him and Rogers, they'd be on top of that kind of stuff. Hey, because they're always on our Wednesday shows.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll find out. Yep. Do you want to find out? Watch the Wednesday show. We'll definitely be talking about that.
Yeah, it's a I'll watch it. I'll check.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll add it to when it comes to time. Make it for my player pass. Make everybody watch 4 hours movie. Yeah, we struggle to watch. Well, some of us struggle to watch 2 movies a week.
Yeah.
I actually watched District 9 yesterday.
Okay.
Got home last night and I was just playing around and turned it on, and which I had watched it just a few months back, so it wasn't. So I watched it again.
You didn't watch the other one yet, then? Huh?
No, just that one.
Making me wait. Okay.
Yeah.
How was that, Daps? Was that a good movie?
What one? District 9?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. I like I said, I've seen it maybe 4 times now. So I'm not a person that I'm not one of them people that watches a movie 10 times.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. But I've watched that like about at least 4 times. It's interesting, and I'm trying to think. When they have all the aliens blocked off, in those ghettos, and I'm like, what are they trying to say? I mean, they're trying to use an analogy of how we set aside other people. It's like, all right, so this is what's the undertone of the under message that they're trying to tell you. So it'd be interesting come Wednesday to see what everybody's thoughts about the message.
Yep.
That was being said, what the people took from it.
You the Beach said that Fresh felt like it was 4 hours long. Thanks. Thanks, bro.
Fresh wasn't that. Yeah, Fresh was a pretty long movie.
How was it long? It wasn't long.
It felt long.
It felt long to you, but it wasn't.
I was like, it was one of those movies. See, man, you should see sometimes when we have to watch these movies, and I don't know why I came up with this movie for Player Pass, this show for Player Pass, but good grief, because some of the movies I'm like, and I'll click it. You know how it tells you how much longer you got in the movie,
right?
And I'm like, oh shoot, I'm only 45 minutes into this. I got how much longer? Oh man, 1 hour and 20 minutes. Oh. Yeah, it's tough. The Beach is even finished your extra credit.
Yeah, I'm glad he watched it.
So that's the Steve Carell movie.
Yeah.
So I've never seen this movie. So
yeah.
So I'll be interested to see that.
I think you'll like it. No, I don't think any animals were killed.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was disturbing.
I'm sorry.
That was wrong, man. That was just. I don't know why they put that in that movie. Like I said, the movie was just okay until then, and then I'm like, oh no.
And now Eddie's saying Child 44. Thanks. I'm really getting love from my guys out here. You think I was Andrew or something, you know?
So, all right. So, folks, that you guys have not watched us on Wednesday nights. So, Wednesdays we do 2 movies a week, and it's what movies are picked, and you have a week to watch those 2 movies, and we talk about them. It's a movie review show. So, Alban was actually just a person watching the show for the longest time, and then we posted the links out there. He came on a few times, and then he got to be where he was on the panel all the time because he was there all the time. So, hey, he's part of the panel. And he's been able to pick a lot of movies. And there at the early part of Alban's career on Player Pass, that mug was pulling out movies you ain't ever heard of and knocking them out of the park. I mean, they were movies you're like, what movie? He's like, oh, you got to read the subtitles. I'm like, oh, subtitles.
Yeah.
And then we watched them. We're like, that was a good movie. Amazing. I mean, he was batting 100 or 1,000. Boom, boom. And then he got in there. And he fell short, and Child 44 being one of the movies that we mark a bad movie at. Because it's like, how bad is that movie? You're like, well, it's not as bad as Child 44, but it's close. But
you got to still remember the cast that was in it, okay? So, yeah, it had a hell of a cast in it, too.
Yeah, and it's funny because there for a while, Andrew had bad movie. He had like 2 or 3 bad movies, and so he was always labeled as the guy that picked bad movies. Now somebody else is wearing the label. So
yeah, well, we'll see what happens at the next week's show
season 2.
Season 2, the end of season 2. Where everyone gets to vote.
Yeah, and Alban's going to be trying to bribe some votes.
Yep, I'll be bribing some folks.
Now, don't pick me as the worst movie. Yeah, because we'll have to have the worst movie, category. That'll have to be definitely one of the categories. Yeah. And that's the show is fun. Yeah. We come on there. We have you, Andrew, and Blue, and myself are on it, and then we open up after we talk about. We open up to let people come on. Eddie, who's there, Eddie comes on all the time. Roger, who we see over on the chat, he jumps on the show all the time. We saw Shrinking Sharon. She was over on the side chat. She jumps on the show all the time. Penn used to come on the show all the time.
Yeah. Be right back, guys. Dogs are gone mental.
Okay.
Uh-oh. So, yeah, we come on there, and it's fun. So, yeah, we got people watching the show. You guys should come on Wednesday nights, the same time as this show, and it's just fun. And if you come on the show 4 times, if you come on air, you don't have to show yourself. You just come on and talk and say, after 4 times, you get put in the rotation to be able to pick a movie. And when you pick a movie, we've all got to watch whatever movie that is.
Yep.
So people have been forced to watch all kinds of stuff. So if there's a movie that you're like, this is the best movie and nobody knows about it, you got to be able to come on the show and force people to watch it. And they're like, oh, okay. That was pretty good. Or no, that's like Child 44. That sucked. or Fresh for me. I think Fresh. I can't wait to see the list of all the movies because I got to refresh my memory and be like, no, that one was worse. That one was worse.
I got the list. I'm
Coming to America.
I'm working on a ballot.
Yeah, I think Coming to America. I think is you might be saved there because almost everybody hated that.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was okay. The barbershop saved it for me. So the barbershop, and that was about what the saving grace for me. The barbershop, which there should have just been more.
Mid's out there.
What's up, hey Mid. Next time request Logistics as a movie. Well, Mid, I'll have to take a look at that. Kodi Apps, what you doing, bud?
All right, mate. I'm just checking in.
Nice to see you.
Thank you. Just checking out this new add-on that he sent me earlier. So I'm just going to fire it up and have a quick look at it before we get going.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So let's see. Alistar says, I cannot put any favorite widgets on builds like Red Dawn. I have the same problem with other builds. Well, it depends on the skin. Now, you should be able to put it in the widget, but sometimes it's the skin itself does not allow favorites. It just depends on the skin that you're using. some do it better than others. So I can't remember what skin that Red Dawn uses. I think his was a vertical one, a vertical menu, but I can't remember. So
He's using
post
tear skin, I think. TK
well,
skin.
TK's he should be able to add. You should be able to put favorites as a widget, though. I would think.
You should be able to.
Yeah. I don't know. Alstar, hit us up on the Telegram group, and if you can ask in my group, and if you can't, if you don't get help there, the builder showcase or TK has a room that there's a lot of builders in those rooms, and sometimes the people that make the build can actually help you through some of that. And that's one of the good things is once you get on Telegram, if you can network into the things that are interesting to you, you find you join the groups that you have things that you use, and if you have a question, you ask in that group, and usually everybody's familiar with it, so they can usually help you pretty easily.
Okay.
Let's see. TJ Smith says the cast is always great with Marvel. Seriously, wondering who gave the roll tabs. Yeah, I just wish I got paid. I have had a few times where I went through the drive-through and she's like, "Oh, you're Iron Man." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm slumming today, so I'm going through McDonald's." Michael, Cam has been around. I think she's been busy with school and a lot of other stuff going on. So,
if you're listening, Cam, we miss you.
Mm-hmm. Dabs, if you like Christopher, walked out $5 a day. Check out $5 a day.
Yeah,
$5
a day. Why does that movie sound familiar?
That's because you've seen so many movies.
Yeah, I know. If you like Christopher, which Christopher? Christopher who?
Well, Christopher was that the alien. That was the one in that was the alien's name in
what?
District 9.
Oh!
And the reason
okay,
why
okay,
the reason I know it.
Now
is
I know.
because,
Now I know it. I saw $5 a day. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, I got to know that. The only reason is because it was I had subtitles on because I wanted to know when the aliens were talking, what they were saying.
Yeah.
Crazy Canuck, do you really cut up meat? Yeah, I guess you call it cutting up. Yeah, cut meat. Yep, that's one of my things.
Courses.
So what have we been covering? Are we up to speed on all the new add-ons and dubs?
I've tried hitting on all the new add-ons. I've mentioned those. Any of them that you've checked out that you've found that you've enjoyed? I know I'm still really amazed with Fen. I'm still amazed with that. I've been testing Oath more. But I don't watch that many movies. I've gotten to where I hardly ever turn my TV on.
Well, there's plenty of shows out there and plenty of movies. But yeah, just touching on the add-ons. Obviously, they're coming out thick and fast. I think most are using the Shadow template at the moment, which is not a bad thing, obviously. But it's nice to see a lot of content getting ported over. I know more and more are sort of that this Kodi 19 list is getting bigger, and it's just nice to see all the new content coming over, and more and quite a few sports add-ons are starting to creep in as well now, and some more live content. So I think it's time to face facts. There's still a few Kodi 18 add-ons I'd like to see ported over, things like the Loop and Rising Tides, those types of add-ons, and we're still waiting for Magic Dragon, of course,
and the crew.
Yeah, there's another one to come over, but for the most part, I think that's most of the big ones pretty much covered. I take it nobody's really moving forward, as I don't suppose there's any really need for the Gen add-on, I suppose, with Shadow allowing Gen list now. So yeah, it's just been a busy week again, as always, hasn't it? It has been for a few weeks now. Same with builds, that's moving forward. A lot of new builders having a pop as well, and themes seem to be going well as well.
Yep.
So yeah, just a lot of new add-ons, but it's nice to see that everything's slowly migrating over.
Yeah, it's going to take some time. I know that and you talked about the gen base, so CocoDab was based on microgen, and so is that add the source. That was another microgen, and there is a group, the 2 to 3 convert, or 2 to 3, something like that. They're working on. I've seen that group, people posting plugins for the microgen. I want to say I saw Tract was added to it. They still have not added in scrapers, but direct links work in it. So we may see some add-ons that move that way, but we know that for the most part, the majority of gen add-ons that ported over have been using the shadow base, because it's so, I mean, it's easy. I mean, you can bring your playlist over in the URL, put that in there. You're using the scrapers that are in shadow, so that makes it easier. And then if you don't have the content that's in your playlist, then you can fall back and use shadow. So it has the best of both worlds, and that is a big benefit to using that as space. Well, and there's AA. What's up?
Yay.
So yeah, we and 19 is getting better. It's just I still get crashes, but I have portables and I keep. But a lot of times with my portables, and I'm testing add-on after add-on after add-on, uninstalling, updating, changing back and forth. I find that I have to like wipe it and start over, like erase my portable. So, but I think we're moving forward, but I don't think that. I think for the majority of the people that aren't super avid users or comfortable, I think sticking with 18 is still a good idea. You'll have less problems. And I said it before, if you want to be more adventurous, sure. You can move to 19 if you're a little bit more adventurous, but there's chances of some issues.
How long do you think it'll be till we see 19.1 or so?
That's a guess. I mean, for Kodi, who knows with them? But I bet you that's gonna. I don't think it'll be. I think within the next couple weeks. I
think so too.
I think because it came out the night. So it's been 1 month right now, because it was February 19th. They released it on the 19th, because I thought that was very clever that Kodi 19 came out on the 19th. So it's been 1 month. So I would think pretty much any time, in my opinion. Wow, looky there. She got brave enough to come on the show.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hi.
Hey, Canuck gal.
I'm trying to figure out.
Funster B. Got numerous people. So the thing about sometimes with there's no cure for buffering with Kodi. If you have buffering, there's a couple issues you got to look at. Number one, your internet speed at the modem. That's number one. Then number two, the internet speed at your device. Okay, because just because you're on a Wi-Fi and you're like, well, it ain't but 10 feet away. Well, that doesn't mean nothing, because maybe you have, number one, a bad modem, or maybe you have interference in amongst the electronics in your room, in your home. So that can be a problem. Number three would be the device itself. A lot of cheap Android boxes can be hit and miss on the quality of your internet at your device, because it's just not able to pull in a good device. So there's numerous things. Then you can say, okay, the service that you're using, because if you say Kodi in general and you're using a Debrid service, you can't if you're using a debrid service, it's the source isn't your problem. So you can't blame it on Kodi or oh, it's a bad link. Probably not.
Yeah.
It's something inside your home. So that's my thoughts. And here Ellis said a thing. If you're using a VPN, VPNs can be horrendous. They can be, not necessarily. They can be, because if you have a bad VPN, you might as well have bad internet, because it's rerouting you here, there, and yonder before it ever gets to your device.
I think it's fair to say if you're using debrid or Premium Eyes or whatever sort of premium cloud service you want to use, if you're getting buffering on that, then definitely it's something that's going on in your house, or it's your internet speed. If you're not getting buffering on, but you should be fine. So look at that. I suspect if you're getting buffering, you're probably on a free stream, aren't you?
That's what I'm saying.
You've got to accept that if it's a free stream, it's out there on the internet, and there's probably 1,000 people hammering that server right now trying to get on that stream, and that's what you're fighting against. Bandwidth is, think of it as a cable, and there's only so much information that cable can take at any one time. So there's 1,000 people battering that server on that particular stream, like the new Justice League film that come out the other day. Everyone would have been on that. So chances are, if it's not a premium, if you've not got a premium link to something there, you might well experience buffering. But if you've got debrid, you should be fine. If you're getting buffering, as I say, with debrid, it's time to look at your modem, time to look at your box, time to look at your general connection.
So he's saying buffering on an IPTV.
Well, there you go, IPTV. God, it's the high seas, isn't it?
And we talked about it last week. You can get how many services, so one service is not as equal to another. You never know. So that's like people like myself. I got several services. So that's me, because So try another service and see if you have an issue. Pay for 1 month. You don't have to pay for a lot. Pay for 1 month, and then if you don't like it, you cancel it. So, and they're not like they're breaking the bank like your internet company. Canuck Gal, thanks for joining us.
Hello.
Nice for you to join us. And now Canuck Gal has watched the shows here. She's even watched on some Wednesdays. And she came on one of our shows when I didn't air it. It was just like a free panel. We just had people on just BSing one night and just drinking and having a good time. And that happens sometimes. And that was fun. No, you did great. It was fun. I mean, you get on here and that is one of the neat things about where streaming matters. You're on the Telegram group. And one night I told Blue, I said, I'm having an open stream. And she goes, you're doing what? I'm like, open stream. Whoever wants to join. I don't care. It's not going to be broadcasted. We just went with it, and that went on that was about a 3-hour live stream. I won't say live stream. It was just 3 hours of just a bunch of people chatting, people coming in, leaving. It's a fun time.
So you want to tell everybody what I did with my light strip thing this week?
No, I'll let you know, because I don't want to
explain that.
I don't want to. I know that's on you, because that's why Blue's not here, because right now she's putting together her light stream, her light strip on her TV. She says, "I'm busy with that, and I'll talk to you later."
I don't know.
Go ahead.
I guess for computer stuff, it's like I'm okay, but then it's just like this is like a product, like a thing. I don't know. So just get this mental block right away. But I was smart enough to think, where's the cord going to end up? Okay, I want the cord on this side of the back of my monitor. So I did that first, and I measured the back of my monitor and how long the thing was and everything. So it was like I started the right way. I thought, okay, good. And then I did it all, and then I was like, snip, 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 snip. And then I was like, oh, frig, where am I going to plug this in? I cut off the wrong end. So anyways, I ordered in your Telegram group. I asked for help, which I should have done. What's the really weird thing is, because I watch YouTube videos to help me figure out everything. But when I was looking at the instructions and really didn't know what to do, instead of doing that, I just like tried to do whatever and then messed it up. But I did order them flip things.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm gonna give it a go the next few days. And
Yeah. So
yeah,
the thing is on those light strips for people that may not have the ambient lights, and DeBeach is look at DeBeach is dogging me out still because he's been asking for my tutorial video and I haven't made it yet. So on these light strips, all right. So where it comes out from the TV is the wire that goes to the data box, which is behind my TV, and then the other one goes to your power. So that goes into the light strip, and then the light strip goes around. And as Canuck Gal says, you have extra, right? So you got to cut that off because, especially if she's on a monitor, it's only going to be so big. Well, you want to make sure to cut the far end, not the end that the wires go into.
I got a quick question. What end is number one? Is one
right there, right where the wire goes in?
It starts at the wire, not at the other
yep,
end, right?
Yes,
okay,
that's number
right.
one. Yeah, that's number one. It's yeah. But the thing is, and I've showed it a couple times on groups. You can get the connectors. That's what like on my edges, I do like at their 90-degree angles, so you can get the connectors. So what Canuck Gal's got to get, she just gets those connectors.
Yeah.
She can where she cut it off. As long as you cut it off at the gold where it has a little line, you can put that there, and it's just like a little bridge. And then
yeah, I have them. I'm gonna try it maybe tomorrow.
That's all right. I mean, you know what? You learned a lesson.
You live and learn. Yeah.
Yeah. So look at
And
the
you
beaches.
taught us, and look at all the people that you taught. You know.
Yeah.
I'm
People pay
getting mine
attention.
tomorrow, and I know I'm not going to do that.
Well, you could be like the beach, and he just didn't cut off because he says he's going to get a bigger TV before long. So
yeah.
So yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's the I enjoy it. Even when I'm just like let my TV doing this, and especially in the evening when it starts to get a little bit dusk, I really like to see that thing going on. It's fun. It's and it does look good when I've watched some movies, some sci-fi-ish. If you're watching a regular movie, it's not so much. And it does not work on your regular TV channels. My antenna does not work. It's only things going through your box. And who was it that tried to put it in a cheap Android box? Was it the Beach? He tried to do it in a cheap Android box, and it didn't do good.
I was trying to install it on Windows 10, and then after I did that, I thought, well, anyways, trying to fart around with the software and all that. Oh, such a headache.
Yeah.
So when I put it together, I'm just going to put it on my Shield and just do that.
The Shield is so much easier because all right. So Blue is running it off of her Nuke. So and it runs Windows, and so she's right before the show. She's like, okay, so what's this setting? I'm like, I don't have that setting.
Oh, she got it installed. No problem. Maybe.
Well, she's working on it.
Okay.
That's why she's not here.
Someone has a
I got an echo.
YouTube going in the background there.
No, it's just echo from here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we lost C-Man.
C-Man.
And C-Man's back.
And
He's here. He's gone. So she's trying to run it off of Windows. So she was struggling because the settings are not exact as mine. Mine are pretty easy.
I switched to PC. Can you guys hear me okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Okay.
All right. So Canuck Gal, so what are some of your go-to add-ons? The ones that you would use on a regular basis. Like, what do you use for stream? I mean, you're not a builder. You're just a user. So what are some of the things you like to use?
I've used the Crew mostly, like, because I use Plex and I use Netflix and I use Amazon Prime. I use everything. So, but when I was going to Kodi, I was using the Crew. But then when 19 came out, it was the Oath, I think, what I started using. I haven't had a lot of time to really test out 19. So the little bit I have, I installed your Cocoscope add-ons and a few new things here and there. I have noticed it's fast, but but generally speaking, just the crew is what I mostly used.
Yeah, it works well.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think
I like
some of the.
Pro.
I also think that a lot of times if you don't install a damn shit ton of add-ons,
Mm.
and that's not knocking builders that want to use a lot of add-ons, because there are, and some of them do a beautiful job. But to me, the more you install, just more things that can go wrong, in my opinion.
Talk about slow it down too. That's one thing.
Yeah.
I can't see the chat now that I'm in here because when I flip over to the other tab, it's not the same. It's like behind or ahead.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm sitting here and I'm missing the chat big time.
Well,
I always pop a pop out the chat from YouTube.
yeah. Well, and I don't keep mine full screen so I can see the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you make it full screen,
are you logged in? Is it
yeah. Oh
chat
yeah.
on stream?
Mhm.
Oh, so I'm not logged in on StreamYard.
Yeah, I'm logged in because I can see. Yeah, because if you look on the right hand side, sometimes it'll have private chat and
It
has
on my right,
the private
and
that has the comments.
comments. Yeah.
If you go in the comments, then you'll see the other side of what's going on.
Oh, okay. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
So Phoenix Kodi, which I guess he has a build because I actually saw that on Kodi App's thing.
Yeah.
A lot of shadow duplicates in 19, and I wouldn't call them duplicates because a lot of them are using they're using their playlist, so that aspect is going to be different on each of the add-ons. I mean, now if they're depending on what content, I know, like, all right, so I say Narcissistics 4K. That's using a shadow base, but it surely isn't what I would call a duplicate because it's particular exact links. I mean, and they're all 4K, so you can't beat that. So Kodi Apps, I got a question for you there.
Yeah, shoot.
So now both you and I are moving up the list now that because you and I are married together.
Seems that way, mate.
We're married together in
One way of putting it.
Cocodab and Daboscope. You and I both are joined together because we're in both of those, moving on up.
Yeah, we are. It's a little bit, I always get a bit embarrassed when it's something I'm sort of affiliated with, for want of a better word, goes up the chart because I get emails. You won't believe the emails and the messages I get, but it is what it is. People click on it. People are interested in it. Mm-hmm. If something's new on my charts, people tend to click on it, and that's trending, isn't it? Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if it went to number 1 next week.
No,
it wouldn't surprise me.
No way.
I keep an eye on what's
number 2.
Mate. I know what's trending. I keep, but it's
it can hit number 2, but it's going to fall back down.
But if it is what it is. It does what it does. If people are interested in it, they click on stuff, and it rises. It goes up the charts, and then it comes back down. It just ebbs and flows, doesn't it?
Yeah.
As people get familiar with it. But I do like the add-ons, and I do like the way that we can. Someone can just browse at that. They can just click on it. And I really do like that just add links feature. Mm-hmm. And I think that's just nice. So if somebody sees a theme, a build, an add-on that they like, they can just click on it. So I think I've not seen that before in an add-on. And I think a lot of folks will get a kick out of that and use it. And maybe try playing with the Kodi a little bit more, and try a few things like themes. Try a different skin. So if it helps people try a few different things, then that's only a good thing.
Hey, let me ask a question, because one of the things in your section on Dabscope, did you notice that it had your skins in there? Did you see? Did you notice that?
So it's got the full list there. Yeah,
it's got. So one of the things on that list, you're going to have to go through and probably put URLs, because I know when I was looking through some of them, I didn't see like repositories for some of those.
Well, some of them, the themes definitely. DJ.
No, not the themes. The wizards, or not wizards. The skins. Sorry.
Well, skins. A lot of the skins are built into Kodi anyway, aren't they? They're in the default Kodi. So most of those you've got easy access to anyway. Just go to interface, and you can change your skin from there in a Kodi. So I don't need to add a repository for something you've already got. I'm looking to expand that section. So if anybody's got skins, or indeed themes, then get in touch, and I'm happy to cover them. But yeah, more and more as they come online, they will be getting more and more repositories.
Yeah, it's fun. It's neat little project, I guess.
Yeah.
Something different.
Oh, you see that message there from Mark?
Mark.
Yeah.
Just manually install my VPN on the second round. Okay.
10% loss on a VPN is about right.
And that's not bad. I mean, usually you see a little bit more. I mean, I usually see more than that when I've been messing around with it.
You're right, TJ. DJ does great themes. He's working on Sons of Anarchy. I've had a sneak peek of a Sons of Anarchy theme. I mentioned it to him.
All right.
So he's. I can't wait to get. I'm going to be giving that a run out. It's not gone live yet, so I'm going to go. I'm getting a sneak peek on that one. So on that note, I'm going to grab some more rum.
All right. So one of the things Alban and I were talking about earlier, and that was the news about Netflix doing what's it? Double? What was it? Double?
Doing the authentication.
Yep.
The two-factor authentication for Netflix.
Yep.
To prevent people from sharing passwords. What was that?
She said when you have
every time you log in, you have to do the two-factor.
I believe so. I think that's what they're going to do.
I don't think it's going to be every time you log in. But
maybe a new device.
So how are they stopping multiple users in? Because if, say, like my sister's using it in 2 hours away from me,
it's gonna do the thing with the texting you the code that has to be put in within a couple seconds.
So it's not related to IP address at all.
No, I think you'll still find that if you're sharing your password with your sister, you're going to be absolutely fine. It's to stop those passwords getting passed out on the internet, and you see them popping up on groups.
On eBay, you can even buy them.
But buy here, £5 for an annual Netflix account. Those guys who are hacking accounts and giving out passwords, it's designed to stop those out. Legitimate people, I've got two sons. One's at university. He's on my Netflix, so he can use that. Ain't going to affect any of those people. It's just to stamp out the scammers.
I have the family account, and I think it's $5 more.
Mm-hmm.
Worth every penny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm using the Canadian, and I still think that I think the Canadian stream, I swear to you, even when I'm using the Netflix from Blue, it's different, and I don't think the quality is as good. Even though she has the top end one, I'm like, don't look like 4K.
Right.
This don't.
Well, the 4K.
I refuse to pay for it.
Is she paying for 4K?
Yeah. She pays for the family package.
Yeah, because I have a 4K and it comes out great.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like,
Yeah, but they do adjust, don't they? 4K. That Netflix is very, very smart. It adjusts to the bandwidth as well.
Yeah.
So if it hasn't got a strong connection, it will reduce the quality. It'll reduce it down. So maybe she needs to look at that. But if you've got a good smooth, if you're one of these fancy pants on a 200 meg connection, you're going to be fine. Aren't you?
200 meg. Wait, I'm at 895. I got gigabit.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, I'm on the 400. I went ahead and jumped up.
I'm moving to the States.
Well, yeah.
Let's see. Can you use Matrix to set up a home media server with a large library of TV? I mean, you can use Kodi to set up. Now the problem is setting it to play outside your home is the issue. Now you can do setting up some stuff. It's not it's not plug and play like Plex. Plex is, plug and play. I mean, here's your movie library. You can share it with people inside the home or outside the home. Matrix does have the ability to do it. There is just some extra permissions and setup but I've never used it to set up as a server. I've only used Kodi to be the recipient. I've used Plex as a server numerous times. And enjoyed setting that up, and it works.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty easily.
I think that's the general vibe, isn't it? If you want a home media server, hey, Plex is your go-to. Kodi is probably the best media player available out there. There's not many things you can chuck at Kodi and it won't play, or it messes up the audio or anything like that, which you do get on VLC. Let's be honest, or MX Player. Kodi seems to play everything, so it's definitely the best player out there. A media server, generally, you got to go Plex.
Yeah, it's a lot of, and you can do it, just more work. So
John says he does have Plex.
Okay, yeah, so Plex is the easiest, and the thing is with Plex you can set that up and just, you can play. I've set mine. I have an external hard drive and set that up and share it, and then on Matrix, I set it up. Well, you know what? On Matrix, I struggled to find that. On my 18, I could find my external hard drive and share that very easily. I think on 19, that's where I was struggling to find an internal hard drive.
No, I was able to find my network stuff on 19.
Look, I'm trying to think. I think that was where I was having an issue. And I would suggest, if you want to play with 19, install a fork. I've got a fork of 19, so that you don't have to screw up your other setup. Maybe I did get this set up. Yeah, because those are all my movies.
Okay, yeah. So
maybe I did get that right.
Yeah, I was able to see it, no problem.
Yeah, because there's... Oh, that ain't all my movies. Hold on a second. Let's try that. Let's see. Library. Media. You go to media.
John Rowell is saying you can't get Plex server on Android.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can. You gotta pay for it though.
No, you don't. if we know a few people.
Well, legitimately, you're supposed to pay for it. Unless you have Plex Pass, and then yeah. But yes, there is ways around it. There's plenty of rooms that actually post some of that stuff.
If only we knew someone.
If we only knew places to go. Yeah, I can't remember how I did that.
And then there's the Plex add-ons for Kodi too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah.
And actually, there is quite that. What's it? PKC? All right, what's it?
And then Mid told me about mentioned a new one about a week ago, and I installed that one. Can't remember what it's called. No. It's another Plex instead of Plex Connect. It's a different one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Plex Dash.
It's in the actual Kodi repository.
Oh, on the Kodi side.
I can't remember what it's called. I have to open up my Kodi to. If he's still lurking, he can see what it is. But yeah, because most people are using that Plex Connect, but then he said this other one was better, so I tried that one.
And it's probably free because we know middle. He'll be pointing to some free stuff.
We got an echo somewhere.
Yeah.
No. I don't know. All right. So Jellyfin. So now I've used Jellyfin. Have any of you guys used Jellyfin?
I didn't use it because I've been so happy with Plex, and I didn't want to, blow my load on something else new and then be like, oh man, now I, got to move everything over. So
you don't.
well, no, just do all the work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I mean, you can just keep the same folders.
Yeah, I
Same
figured that,
drives.
but you know. But
I'd like to try it. Then the family members that use my Plex, then you have to tell them to get a new something on their end, and too much of a headache.
Yeah. Yep.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do hear good things about it, you know. But I haven't gone into it because I still don't have any time since I've been so hooked on it.
100. Roger Kaiser says that 100 bucks for the lifetime license. That doesn't say. If you use it a lot, you know. I mean, Roger, do you consider that value for money?
I bought it, but I think I paid it a little less than that though.
Yeah.
I think mine was like $70 when
I
they had
paid
it
a
on
lot
sale.
less.
That one I got mine for.
Well,
But,
yeah, but I
it
think
was worth it to me.
Right? And so it's more.
yeah. Well, Roger's in the U.S., so he didn't pay the
Oh.
he didn't pay the Canadian surcharge.
Right.
So yeah,
of
but
$800.
I think $100 is the normal price, but they do run the specials.
Yeah, they do run specials.
It's like
Was it
70. But
15?
I think it's like 70, 69.
Hang on, 800 bucks? Did you just say to me?
Yeah, well, you
Just
know.
joking.
Joking.
Just talking about the conversion rate. That's all.
Well, hey, that's what I was actually at work, and we were talking about money, and we were talking about this and that and I said, well, you know, I'm getting ready to get a 30% increase on all that money I got. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm investing that money and I get 30%. And they're like, how are you getting that 30% return? I said, turn it in Canadian. Watch it. Yeah, you get 30% back. Well, last time I checked, it was 30. It's probably dropped, but it was 30% last time I went. It was like I turned in 100 and then I got 130. I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. Now a Big Mac did cost me $9 damn for a Big Mac Big Mac meal, but yeah, it was like a value meal's $9.
Hey, wait till you have to buy a case of beer.
Well, the only beer I liked was your Gin Smash. That was the only beer I liked, which ain't really beer. That's not a beer though. I haven't found a beer I like there yet. I got to keep trying, but I'm gonna be there and I'll try enough. I just got to get some smaller microbrews. But the Gin Smash, now that stuff, that's good.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Yeah, she's over there talking.
I'm not sure.
Shut up. No, I don't think so. So yeah, the Gin Smash. If you've never been to Canada, it's a. I don't want to say it's not a cooler. It's not a cooler, because it's supposed to use gin in it, but it's like a sweet tart to me. Tastes like sweet tarts.
Like cranberry. It's got cranberry or something in it. Because I don't like sweet stuff, but I like that.
Yeah,
even though it is sweet.
But it's tart. It's sweet and it's tart because it's got a little sourness to it. But I get to drinking that. I'm like, ooh. Next thing you know, I'm about 5 or 6 in. Yeah. It's on then. So a butcher eating a McDonald's. Hey, you know what? Hey, if it's meat, I'll eat it. Well, wait a minute. Glad Carl's not here for that one. All right, so Molson was all right. I had some Molson last time I was up there, and it was okay. Sleeman's, I will have to try that when I move up north. Remind me that, Eddie, when I move up there. I just like I don't like a real hoppy beer. I need it to be just a more milder, not a light beer. Because Coors, to me, Canadian is, it's like water. I'm like drinking water. So.
That's weird because we have a higher alcohol content than you guys do, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit higher, but not tremendous. I mean, a percent maybe. But it just, when I'm drinking it, it's just,
Tastes
I don't
different.
know. Yeah,
It's like
it does definitely different.
When I go to the States and have Tim Hortons, it tastes different than it does in Canada. So it's the
Shut
water,
up.
right?
Shut up about Tim
No, I'm just
Hortons.
saying even though it's the same product, it's different over there.
Well, that's because I'm gonna tell you, Tim Hortons coffee. As soon as I get off the plane, whenever I land, that's the first place I go. There's no lie.
What do you mean? You don't have one near you? I got
Mm.
one here.
Well, you live in New York, sir.
Yeah, but but it wasn't always here. They just
They don't go this far south. They don't pass
okay.
the Mason-Dixon line. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what. Do you have a Krispy Kreme down there by you?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh God. Oh,
Those are the worst donuts of ever. Okay,
Why? They're
Oh,
crack. They're
they're
crack.
terrible. They're
those
terrible.
are
They're
great.
terrible.
They're great.
You-
They're crack. It's
They,
crack.
it coats the top of your mouth with lard. That's what it does. They're nasty. Now let me tell
My
you this.
favorite
All right, so
part.
I
Mine
wish
too.
Blue was here, all right, because
Uh-huh.
there is a donut store that's in our town. It was voted in the top 10 of Yelp in the whole country.
Mhm.
And it's like 4 minutes from here. I can drive straight up the road and hit it.
Uh-huh.
They make fresh donuts every day.
Well, what's the name of it?
Daily Donuts.
Okay. All right.
Daily. And it's the softest, best donuts without that coating that Krispy Kreme gives me. I eat a Krispy Kreme donut, and that's no lie. The roof of my mouth, it's like it's coated with like lard. It's just, I'm like, no. These, they're soft, they're light.
They're
And,
warm.
well, no, they're not always warm, but they don't need to be. I mean, Krispy Kreme, yes, Krispy Kreme warm donuts are great,
Yeah.
but let them get cold.
Yeah.
You might as well buy them out of a fucking box.
Yeah, but you can warm them up.
Okay.
And when
If I
they
gotta
would, like,
warm them
have
up to eat it,
No, but like when they would like have special donuts, they
Yeah, I
one
know.
time made like a New York cheesecake donut. Oh my God, forget it. I was, it was there was a line, going 4 blocks for the thing. It was.
get on your bike
Yeah,
before I
no,
leave.
I will. That's why I
Listen,
asked you the name.
Before I leave here, get on
Uh,
that damn Harley that you
Mhm.
got. Ride that hog on down here,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna take you get some donuts. I'll pay for the donuts.
I'll pay for the donuts. I'm driving over
Hey,
there.
they've got probably 10 different fillings. They don't fill the donuts until you ask for it.
Oh
So they got-
my God!
So they fill it. They fill it right then. So they've got cream cheese filling, white. Blue likes glazed donut with chocolate filling, and I prefer the white. I prefer the buttercream. And she's like, oh my God, and when she comes here, that's day one.
Wait. So let me get this right. Blue likes the
Oh.
dark chocolate.
I knew where this was going when I said that. I'm thinking, damn, this could go bad.
I had to say it.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to go down a bad road. I knew it. Krispy Kreme bacon cheese burgers.
Oh.
I saw that on the like one of the shows. They talked about that. Any of you guys ate that though?
No, I haven't had that.
That
I mean,
sounds
Carl.
amazing.
Mhm.
Carl, I mean, have you eaten that though? I mean, that's in Manchester, but I mean, so maybe you've been there. So TJ wanted to know who's a New Yorker on the panel.
Me.
What's up, Andrew? Donuts matter. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, this is no lie. When Blue gets here, the next morning that she gets here, I drive up there, and that's like I bring her back a fresh donut, and she's like, "Oh my God, I've been gone so long," and she's like, "Here goes the weight," and she starts eating that because like when she's with me, she's with me because so you see me. I mean, this is Dabs, and Dabs eats a lot of calories every day, a lot. And there's nothing.
I eat a lot of calories.
I mean, all right. So this is beside my computer,
Mate, you're not even trying.
I mean, and there's so many things there's nothing but carbs in this place. And she's like, "Do you have anything that's not a carb, like a vegetable?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got canned corn, I got green beans." And she goes, "Those are carbs. That's not a vegetable. Do you have any vegetables?" I'm like, vegetables. Ooh, that's a struggle. I mean, this machine don't run on vegetables.
You don't want friends with salad.
Sammy Hagar. I actually I went to school with his nephew when I lived out in Seattle. With Sammy Hagar, he used to come to see he was one of my friends, Robbie, and Sammy Hagar. That was when Sammy Hagar was doing solo stuff. He wasn't with Van Halen, but Actually, I never liked Van Hagar anyways. So Sammy Hagar was good, but yeah, I preferred Sammy Hagar by himself, not with Hagar or not with Van Halen. I don't know. No, I didn't like him with Van Halen.
Yeah, I didn't
Like I need David Lee Roth in the front.
That's right, man.
So, Canuck Gal, I got a question for you,
Andrew. I just want to say hey.
Canuck Gal. So musically, so like, what is the kind of music that you like?
More alternative type of music. Not country. I grew up listening to country, like old time country, with my parents.
Hank Williams.
Yes. Oh, yes. So I have a tolerance for it, like
Yeah.
But that's just that. But no, more like alternative kind of stuff. Yeah.
And we know now. See Alban, who is the music hoarder. I mean, Alban. I remember when we first started talking to Alban, and he's like, "I don't know what to do. I've got like 25 terabytes of nothing but music." I'm like, "How do you have 25? What?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't know what to do with it all." I'm like, "No, you shouldn't have that much music because no one can listen to that much music.
No one can listen to it, but it's easy to acquire it.
Yeah.
It's so easy now, like with Spotify or whatever music, Apple or whatever you want to listen to, except for like rare stuff. But
yeah, but think about it. Me, even 20 years ago, being on my motorcycle, able to drive around. I had back then it was like a
Walkman.
An 80
Walkman cassette.
I had an 80 gig drive on it, and I had a lot of music on there. And so this was before anybody even started having any MP3s. I had this huge drive in the trunk of my bike. You know what I mean? And it was insane.
But that was then. This is now, right?
I know. So what was I gonna do? Get rid of my music?
What? Hey, you know what? It's called delete.
No, not get rid of it, but
delete.
I don't know.
It's just another drive to fill.
What do you listen to, Dabs?
Me?
Yeah.
I right now I am listening to more of the EDM. I like a lot of EDM stuff, more dancey stuff. But if I have to listen to music, I tend to listen to my XM radio. I listen to the 80, 90s mix. I want to say it's classic rewind. So I get the 80s and 90s because I'm a Metallica fan.
Yeah.
I can listen to some Iron Maiden. I can listen to Iron Maiden. I can sing to Ozzy Osbourne, but I can sing. See, Blue will tell you when I'm in the car and I'm flipping stations on XM, I'm like back and forth. I'm singing from one song to the next song. I flip to this one, and I can sing Aha. I'm singing Aha songs, and then we flip it over, and then there's a Boy George song. I know those songs. And then we flip it over there. I know Duran Duran songs, and then we flip it over, and I can sing Ozzy Osbourne Crazy Train. I can flip over to Kenny Rogers. I know Kenny Rogers. So it's like I can listen to a lot, but I prefer the dancier music right now. It's just a happier feel. If I'm looking for energy, I'm listening to, if anybody's got XM radio, do you know Lithium?
Oh,
Lithium station. Lithium is my energy like that. When I get off of work, it's Lithium on my way home.
Great station.
Oh, yeah, because it's getting you that grunge, like the alternative, giving you some of that. But then it also throws in that Metallica or that Ozzy Osbourne song that I'm like, yeah, okay.
I like more classic stuff like, Zepp. I'm a big Doors freak.
Oh,
Zeppelin. Floyd. I listen to all that. But I also listen to, a lot of, blues. I listen to everything. I could even listen to opera. I don't care. I listen to a lot of different things. But my go-to is the Doors. I'm a big Doors freak. Since I've been a little kid.
Do you know what they say where like the music that you're most the word I'm looking for, like the music that you grew up as, like say when you're 13 or 14, that's the music that kind of you stick with.
Yep.
I agree
Definitely.
with that.
Yeah,
That style
definitely.
music. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was all 80s rock for me. Still love it.
Yeah.
The hair bands.
Oh, God, I was just waiting. I was like, please don't say Poison and Guns N' Roses. And even though I can sing Guns N' Roses songs, but it's like, it's really not that's really wasn't the song music I'd say that's me. I mean, even though I can sing Sweet Child of Mine, and I do a pretty good job in the car. Just saying. Blue can attest to that, and I can play guitar or the drums while I'm driving. All right, so we got a question.
Oh, air.
Why? Yeah. Yeah. Why isn't Yahoo Weather working in Kodi? They actually condensed it. Now, C-Man, did you see that in Kodi 19? It actually condensed to another app. It's its own plugin, I think.
Yeah, what's that called?
I'm getting ready to look. Yeah, I remember it's its own. It's weather something, but it's its own.
Weather.
It's its own
open
thing.
Weather. What was it called?
Let's see. Let me do a little search here. But I think Yahoo Music is in this weather thing. I actually installed it on one of my test projects over here, and I can't remember it though. So I'm gonna do a search for weather. Let me do a little. Let's see. Art. I don't care about art. Collection sources. Lowcast. Multi-weather.
That's it.
Look up multi-weather is the name of it. So if you install and it says it's powered by Yahoo Weather Bit and Open Weather Map. So that's what you need to look into, because I think they kind of joined them all together. Now, C-Man, do you use weather stuff on your builds? I got rid of that stuff a long time ago.
No, I got rid of that a long time ago too.
Yeah.
It just got to be. I felt like people didn't use it. I mean,
it's
Weather.
something else.
That's the
something
first
else
thing
to
I put
load.
on my stuff. Is I like seeing my weather, on my TV all the time. Because I look there. This way, I don't have to go change the channel to
Really?
go find out what the hell the weather's going to be.
really,
The TV's always on. I need to see my weather.
really, I've never.
I don't want to look at my phone to see the. I want to look at my TV because I'm always looking at my TV. And if I get to see my weather sitting there, in Kodi, it's great. I wish there was something I could load into my plex for that, or even on the Shield itself, just to show me what the weather is outside.
There is, because I have something.
Yeah? Oh, we're gonna
yeah.
talk.
I'll send it. I do something. I find something new, and then I do it. Then I forget what I did or how I did it. So I'll look it up, and because now when I go on my Shield, it just has like a wallpaper. So that's all I see. But then when I go down, but yeah, the weather's
have like a like a live wallpaper for your Shield. Is that what you're talking
It's not
about?
a live wallpaper. I just picked one particular one, but but I do have weather there. Yeah, it's weather. Anyways, I'll look into it tomorrow, and then I'll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I have to remember what I did.
I'm trying to open it. Well, it's because the skin doesn't use. I don't think the skin has weather as a tab. So because I'm using the estuary skin, which sucks.
No, but it puts it in the corner, top right corner, doesn't it?
No. I just looked at it. It don't have no weather up there. And I got it turned on. I put my zip code. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Okay, it could pop in.
All right, I had to back out and go back in.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there's my weather. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, if you're a person that has to have weather, there you go. I mean, you can't see mine, but you can see the images. So, yeah, I'm not much for the weather. Like I said, I used to do it all the time with my builds, and I was like, who uses that? And then I'd get, how do I change it?
What?
How do I change it? I'm like,
oh yeah, that's what you would get from people. Okay,
You know, because
Yeah,
I would
I
pick
check it
New
out.
York and London. I thought, oh, that's safe. Those are the two.
I got a
God.
question for you, builders. Is it possible to, create a build that when a person goes to install it that you could put in, let's say, okay, like a zip code for your weather, and um, let's say even putting in your login for, let's say, tracked or something like that, and your RD and your stuff like that, to be able to like have a little screen to put that information in, and then when to it installs the build, it puts all the information in for someone. Is it possible to do that, or
You
Yeah.
would,
I'm not a builder like you guys, but
Dab's builds has something where, because I've switched and then it says, do you want to save your track
yeah,
something?
yeah,
right, I understand that, but I'm talking before all that, where
yeah. Someone would have to create a GUI for that,
yeah,
which would
Yes.
be, and then what they would do is, uh, what would it do is the GUI would open up, and yes, you would answer those questions,
yeah,
and then it would plug into the places in Kodi.
yeah,
Nobody's made that GUI.
uh-huh,
Maybe one of the people that are watching our show. Look at
yeah,
Carl Hansen. Carl's
yeah,
got nothing else to do.
yeah.
Carl can
Well,
create
Carl,
this
hey,
GUI.
yeah, create the GUI, because I think that would solve a lot of problems that people are getting when they people have all these issues that they're talking about when they you know go and stroll a building, like, oh, I don't like the way this color is, or I don't want to see, I have the wrong zip code in there for my weather. You know what I
But
mean?
all right, so part of that would be very. It'd have to be very direct to the skin and the build you're using. You
True.
couldn't use my build, and
Right.
let's say you set up the settings and use the GUI, and then you said, all right, I'm going to install Seaman's wizard. So that wouldn't
That
necessarily
won't
convert
carry
over
over.
to him because he may be using a different skin.
Right.
And then we're
Exactly.
speaking about skin. Now we're talking about skin. Stick your willy out the door and see if it shrivels up. It's cold outside. We'll talk about some skin. So, yeah, so it wouldn't necessarily work, but that's an idea. Maybe maybe Mid. This is something Mid could tinker around with. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. What Andrew say there? Probably need something to
Mhm.
install. User
Yeah,
data.
in the user data.
Yeah.
But you'd have to tell it where to look. It would
Right.
have to set it into the weather,
Mhm.
that spot. It
Right.
couldn't. It's not generic.
Mhm.
So that would be your weather. Sure, I guess that's only going to be in one spot on Kodi, because if you install this app, which is the multi-weather, sure, that's one user data.
Mhm.
But if you're using it in a skin, sometimes that stuff is not always uniform.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's my thought.
Okay. All right.
Guys, I got to
Just-
run. Thanks for having me. Appreciate
All
it.
right,
right.
C-Man.
Take
C-Man,
care,
hey,
guys. Yeah,
thanks for
brother.
your work, and keep up the good work on Asgard and Black Lightning and all your stuff with it. You guys, I should say, your team is working on over there.
Thanks,
Yeah.
brother. Y'all take care.
All right, man.
All right. See y'all.
Okay. Yeah.
So Kevin said that his weather's up in the top right corner. Yeah.
Yeah, they all are.
Yeah.
You just got, and I don't think you can even change where the weather goes. Correct?
Well, you can if you skin it.
If you skin
But-
it, you can put it like on the bottom.
Yeah, but most people
Yeah,
are
most
not
people keep it on the right,
skinning.
and they're not. Gonna
Most people are not skinning an add-on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna look at my weather. Let's see what's tomorrow. 55 is a high. That's
No.
I need to wear a jacket. Yeah, today we had wind. I swear to you, I thought it was winter
I
again.
got winds today too. That,
Oh my God.
and I'm frozen through and
My
through.
internet keeps. I thought it was my internet because I keep freezing. I was going to reboot everything before. But
No,
same thing
freezing
happened.
in the United States is actually being cold. You know,
Yeah, see, she's from Canada. She
I know, they
freezing
don't
is
feel
nothing
it.
to her.
They don't feel that. You know.
We'll just push the shed out onto the lake and go fishing. And that is one thing I am looking forward to when I go to Canada.
You fishing up there?
Fishing. I want to go. What's it? What's winter fishing called?
Ice
Lake
fishing.
Ice
fishing.
fishing.
Ice fishing.
Yeah, I want to go ice fishing or ice drinking. That's what I'm gonna do. I ain't really worried about the fishing part as much as I'm worried, and I'm looking to catch because up there where Blue's at, they catch a lot of No, not trout.
Trout? No trout.
No, it's something. It's like a perch.
Perch.
It's like perch, but you guys don't call it a perch.
Mm.
Oh shoot, I can't
Walleye?
remember the name of it.
Oh,
Huh?
there's walleye and trout. Yeah.
Is it big?
No,
Is it a big
That's the
fish?
only two I usually eat. Hmm?
Is it a big fish?
no, like yay big.
What's this big?
That's not that
Depends
big.
on who's catching it. I'm just saying.
Nah, I'm used to looking at something that big. So it's not walleye. She calls it something else. What? Where's Blue when I need her? Because no, it's not pike. It's not pike, but it's a thinner fish, but it reminds me of perch.
Not a cod, right?
No,
Uh,
it's got a weird name that we don't sell it here. I'll remember it in a minute. I'll remember it in a minute. One of you Canadians will remember it. But they catch a lot of that. Not brim. But they catch it a lot up there. And because some of her friends were catching it.
walleye or pike?
No.
Yeah.
No. It's not that. I know the name of it. Grayling. No, not grayling. And not a cockfish. Hey, Andrew, look, it's late for him.
Have to phone.
Shoot. I remember the name of that fish. Because she. All right, hold on a second.
Do you know what I did once? So we have a
What's
deep
that?
freeze.
What's that?
My ex, he's a big fisherman and hunter and all that stuff. Anyways, and fish is so expensive to buy. So it's just so awesome to have like fish for free, right? Anyways, so we have a deep freeze and I go downstairs and I go to get stuff out of the freezer and I take stuff, the big bag, it was like a whole big bag of like fish. I take it out, put it on the floor, get out whatever I need to get out, close the freezer, go upstairs.
Forgot to put it back.
And we never use the basement, right? And then all of a sudden, smell. Oh my
man.
gosh! I ruined a whole huge bag of fish. That was so upsetting. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I do a lot of stupid stuff.
We
Pickerel.
still love you though. Pickerel?
Oh,
Pickerel.
Okay.
Pickerel. So that's what I know that up there a lot of Blues friends catch pickerel, which remind me of perch. So sorry, I know bluegill, I know walleyes. It's pickerel, and I had never heard of a pickerel until we had them. All right, so Collingwood, I will go to Collingwood because actually Blue has family members that live in Collingwood, so I will be going to. I've been to Collingwood. I was in Collingwood not last time before.
That's where I work in Collingwood.
Do you? Oh, look at there. Yes, because her sister lives down there, and we go down there.
See, it's walleye are often called pickerel in English speaking parts of Canada.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So rednecks say, "Oh, yeah, it's a pike." Okay. Well, see, I didn't know. Pretty much a pike. Okay. Well, hey, I had never heard of a pickerel until till we were eating it one day when I was up there. I was like, pickerel. I was eating. I'm like, reminds me of perch. Hey, you know what I'm looking forward to is the drinking part of it. Because what else you got to do?
Yeah, you got to stay warm somehow.
You're in a hut, and they got a heat in there. But doesn't that seem weird when you think about it?
Yeah, heat on the ice. You know?
Yeah, think about it. All right, so I live in the South. So when it snows, everything stops anyways. So I can't imagine rolling a shed out onto a lake and saying, I feel pretty safe in this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, but you are very safe because the ice is like thick.
Thick, very thick.
Yeah.
Ocean perch. I love perch. Perch. I actually.
Is it? Eddie G just said Collingwood is on Lake Huron.
No, it's farther north. It's far. It's there. It's on a lake. It's not Lake Huron though. I wouldn't think because it's too far north.
Georgian Bay. I know there's Georgian Bay, but I don't know as far as what Georgian Bay.
There is a lake. There is a lake right there though. So look at igloos, sleepies.
Igloos.
Yeah, it'll be looking forward to that. It's gonna be. It'll be good times. I'll be there. Get there for the winter.
Did you see Andrew? It's a
Oh,
fish.
geez.
I'm sorry, Andrew. You really cracked me up.
It's a
There's
hey,
the littlest thing I can sit
it's
there
a fish.
and you crack
you
me
know,
up.
a
man.
fish is a fish. Hey, and if any of us know, you've been around Andrew enough now. Andrew's like this. His humor, it's not. So when he says shit, you know how he says it too.
Yeah.
That's how
That's why I'm laughing so much. I'm dying here.
you know how he would said it. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, I and I've known Andrews for so long. It's fun. When we were in Bob, and he would say stuff, and you're like, and you never knew if he was being serious or being sarcastic.
right.
Because he would say it the same way, even in voice chat. You're like, is he joking?
Oh, thank you for that, Andrew. Really. You made my weekend, man.
He should have said a damn fish. That's where we only got a damn fish. Okay, we get the point. Dabs, move on.
Oh boy.
All right. So, question: will the Gen addons make it to Kodi 19.3? And if so, same setup. So, if you take a look at add the source, that is a microgen. Coco Dab is a microgen, which will most likely be the next generation of a Python 3 gen. And there is some people, there's groups working on that in a couple different groups. I think Kodi Apps has been echoing me. All right, so is that it?
I don't
No,
know.
it's Canuck Gals.
Do you have
Hold on.
YouTube thing open?
No,
I mute.
it's
Oh, you
Canuck
muted the
Gal.
wrong one.
No. All right, so she's muted. So all right, so Canuck Gal, just turn your mic on when you go to talk. Not to be just because what I'm doing is I'm hearing me because you're not using a headset, so we hear that. So microgen is a next generation, and it is written in Python 3, and there is some groups that are working on that. But they don't have all the plugins because Gen has all the plugins, the track, the IMDb, the scrapers, blah, blah, blah. They don't have that yet, but there are people working on it. And as they move forward to add in that, it will become a more Gen based, or well, what you saw on Gen 18, you'll see that there. We'll see where that goes. We'll just also see how many people, because it's an. What's exciting about that, if you looked at that chat group, and I don't think any of you guys are in that chat, you see a lot of people contributing ideas and people contributing pies, which are plugins. A lot of people come up with ideas and coming up and helping with code. So that I know some people dog out about community. That you do see community a lot in those type of groups.
Yeah.
I know that sometimes we see people talk about, drama. To be honest, I don't think there's much that drama anymore. I mean, there's a handful of people that create a bunch of BS, but really not that much. They're pretty, I'd say they're a smaller group. So that will happen, Phoenix Kodi. That will happen. If you message me on Telegram, I will add you to that group, and you'll see some of the plugins, and maybe you can talk and you'll understand some of the stuff that's going on, and you can help and get ideas, that kind of stuff. So more than welcome to hit me up on Telegram, and I will add you to the group. I don't run that group. It's like I'm not the smart guy. I just know the smart people. So I'll put you with the smart people and let them teach you.
Crazy Canuck put something there. You see that?
Let's see.
On
I
the
saw
bottom.
about ice fishing. Freeze your ass off. Can I watch a movie and real through instead of downloading it? All right, you can. You can answer that. I ain't gonna answer that.
Wait, can I watch a movie and then? You can down. Well, you don't want to download it. Yes, on Real to Brid, you can. They have a web viewer on there that you can watch something. Correct?
You can, but
Yeah,
you're not downloading it when you're watching
know,
it off of Real to Brid.
right. Yeah,
Even
you're
if
not
it's a
downloading
torrent,
it there.
even if it's
Yeah,
a torrent,
yeah.
because Real to Brid, let's pretend Real to Brid just downloads it for you, and they
Yeah.
house it.
They're holding on to it.
And so all I'm doing is accessing that server. Let's say. I mean, again, people will chew me apart and say, "Well, you didn't say it exactly right, Dabs." No, but I simplify it. Real to Brid houses it, or they have contracts, or they have access to hosters that have that file. So when you connect it, you're not downloading it. You're just accessing it and watching it through 9 times out of 10, you're watching it through an HTTPS, which is a secure connection. So it's not like your IP address knows what you're watching. So you're not downloading it. If you used A streams or torrents on a normal thing, yes, you are downloading it because you downloaded to watch it, then you're sharing it with other people. On Real to Brid, you're not. You're just accessing it, what they call cached. It's saved to their storage or to what they have access to, because sometimes you're only accessing to I can't think of any of their file hosters. They've got the list of file hosters is big. So maybe sometimes you're just linking to that particular one. That's why if you ever, when you watch my Dabs tips or tricks for Real to Brid, and you'll add a torrent to it, and it's like, boom, done. Because it's already there. They didn't download it right then. It's already on there. So they already cached it, which means saved it to the hard drive. So when you go to watch it, you're not downloading it. Now, you could download it if you want, but you're not downloading it when you go to watch it. So hopefully that answers.
Yeah.
Oh, this one will make you feel sick.
Oh, you
let's see. Roger has all traffic from Debrid is encrypted end to end. So yeah, and that's with the HTTPS secure. So yes, it's encrypted. All they can tell is that you're. Sometimes they can tell what you've connected to. They can say Real Debrid, but they can't tell what it is.
What it is, grab it.
No idea. So Mark says always use a VPN when torrenting. Again, but that goes back to torrenting is not the same thing as watching a torrent on Real to Brid or premiumized or all to Brid if you cached it. It's not the it's not the same. So, but yes, if you torrent A streams, what's it? What's the one that you like, Kodi apps? Elementum. That's the one where you are part of the swarm, and that's what, if you look up torrenting, it's swarm. It's sharing of that details. Those are the ones that your IP address is accessible and visible to anybody else in the swarm, and that's where you want to use a VPN.
Right.
We lost Kanaka.
Oh,
It's probably because I'll blame Alvin.
You could blame me, but Kanaka, come back on.
Yeah, it should be all right.
Don't worry about your audio thing, because think about when I first started. What hell I went through.
Yeah, that was before you got a headset.
Yeah, right. It's going through what I went through. So
remember, we used to bitch because every time Alvin talked, we heard it echo. I'm like,
yeah, you guys would torture me. Oh,
Alvin, and even with echo turned off, you still, because it's speakers.
Yeah.
Because so if you have a microphone, I'm gonna pretend this beer bottle is a microphone. Most microphones, unless you buy a high end, are 360 degrees ish. So when they hear noise, a lot of times they pick it.
She closed a tab. Kanaka, come back on. We're here.
Yeah, we're still here. So well, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna roll on. How does premiumize work? Same way as Real to Brid works. They house They can cache items, hard drive space. They also work with, they create deals, contracts, agreements, however you want to word it, with hosting companies that actually host the content. So Premiumize, Real to Brid work more ways similar than they work different. One of the other things about Premiumize, there is some extra features of Premiumize, but you also pay a higher cost. So don't buy Premiumize until it goes on sale in Black Friday. if you want me to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And Funster is right. His dog is freaking loud when it snores. Funster B has been in here, and his dog, I mean, you hear his dog snoring. He's been I'm like, dang, I couldn't sleep like that. So, all right, so we're gonna roll out of here because we're at 2 hours.
Before you roll, though, could I ask one quick question?
Yeah, since you're on the panel, I'll allow you to ask a question.
Okay. Since you just explained Premiumize, what about things like Easy News and stuff like that? Could you explain that real quick on why it's okay to grab stuff there?
All right, I can explain part of that, but not all of that, because I will tell you when I have limited knowledge on certain aspects, and I understand certain aspects and certain not. So that is a different network.
Yeah.
So news groups work on items are on servers that are stationed all around the world, completely all around the world, that these servers have this content. And I mean, content is in from A to Z content. So when you connect to news groups, which almost always will cost you money because you are having access to that. It's not private network, but it's semi-private. It's you got to be part of that group to get part of it. Okay. So those are on private servers, and they are in different places. So again, when you need to worry about file sharing and you got to worry about ISP and worry about getting letters, that's because somebody publicly knows what you're watching. If you connect to a news group, you connect to that server. Let's say this, for example. So Alban, let's pretend you're a news group. Mm-hmm. Okay? You're a news group. You've got a movie I want.
Yeah.
Okay? So Alban's news group has the movie I want. I want that movie. So I say, you know what? Alban allows me to connect to the news group, to that group. Alban says, Dabs, you can have this movie, and he sends it to me. Who knows that I got that movie? Who would know?
The both of our servers and who it passes through to get to you.
Right. Now, if I connect to you with an HTTPS, the only two people that knew what I watched or downloaded would be you and me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when people worry about torrenting or file sharing and getting in trouble, the problem you got to worry about is when somebody else that's not part of our group knows that I'm doing that. Let's say that Kodi app is part of the Motion Picture Association, ACE, whatever, whoever. Mm-hmm. He can see he connects to a torrent when we're sharing it. He sees your IP, he sees my IP. Then he can say, you know what, Dabs was downloading this movie. And guess who else has it? Alban has it. Mm-hmm. So that's where the torrenting in swarms becomes a problem.
Right.
News groups, you connect normally through an HTTPS. That's a setting that you can turn on. Mm-hmm. Only person that knows is the server that you pulled it from and you. Mm-hmm. But downside of news groups are sometimes news groups get takedown notices on certain files.
Right.
Let's say Justice League just came out. Mm-hmm. So Motion Picture Association, Marvel, DC finds out that Alban News Group has Justice League. And they say, you need to take that down. Well, a Newsgroup file is a group of, let's say, 150 files. Well, probably longer with a 4-hour movie.
Yeah.
Let's say 150 files.
Yeah.
So what they do is, if you don't have 150 files, you probably can't put it together to get the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is Albin server gets a notice from the MPAA, says, take that down. You get rid of 5-6 of them files.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no longer able to be combined into one
Right.
file.
Okay.
It's incomplete.
So now those incomplete files is, how does it know? How do I know? Well, could I just say, look for the other incomplete files? Okay.
And so what
That answers
happens
my
is
question then.
all right. So with Penn will tell you, he's talked about, you need to have 2 networks. You need to have your and I can't remember what he called. There's on the backbone, and then there's an alternate. So what happens is I download most of it from the one group. That's 95%. But I can't make it a full file because I'm missing 5%, even when I have the pars and all that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So what I need to do is download that 5% from another group that has I only need those 5%.
Right.
If I download the 5%, then it makes one complete file.
that basic that you can, if you see what you wrote there.
Yep. All right,
Yeah.
Canuck Gal, you can talk. I'm sorry. Yeah, get it quickly before the takedown. Yeah.
Because that's what I'm saying. I have a directory that had so many incomplete files.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I'm starting to say to myself, it spends all this time downloading that. Well, it's really not that much time, but to sit there and download it and then keep trying at all these different places. And I don't know if it's going out and saying, oh, okay, well, I'm going to, look for just the files that I need.
Yeah. Canuck Gal, you could turn your mic on because
Yeah.
you and I talked about this early on.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah. So if you're set up right, then you won't have that. Like, I've been like years and years and years, like over 5 years, 6 years doing this. And like, it's not something you have to go look for a missing file or do anything. It's like, when you first set up your Plex and all that automation, once you get it all set up, you go, wow. And it just does what it needs to do, period.
Okay.
The same thing, like basically with all this, once you get everything set up properly, you will never have that happen. Like you don't have that happen.
Okay.
It just does what it needs to do.
But even with now Bob says with QuickPar, I've had files even with QuickPar, and it tries to fix the missing files, and it says you're still missing X amount of files.
Wait a second. You don't need QuickPar or anything, right? You just if you're set up right, then it's going to do what it needs to do, and that's it.
Okay.
But you're only pulling from because I have with mine. There's most things I can get it without a problem, but then there would be certain. I can't think of an example. Stranger Things, I think, was one where it went through one after another, and it would be like a certain number of files would fail. Right. It would missing, and it would go get another one. Well, I'd get the next one. Well, then those number of files were missing. Mm-hmm. And I remember Penn says, "Well, it's because you need to be on different networks to collect those couple files that you're missing because you're messing up." So. I mean,
and it doesn't have to cost a lot too. Like I do when the block, remember I sent that there's that one that I'm with. It's a Terabyte Tuesday.
Yes.
So you get that. I have a block account for that's. Am I still echoing? I apologize if I am.
No,
so
I'm listening.
You get the block account, which is kind of like a backup. You can have a main account. Maybe you might pay whatever. You might have a monthly thing or whatever. You can have 2 block accounts. It depends on how much. Like if you're using Kodi and you're using Netflix, you might not want to pay like a monthly fee for an account. So you just have block accounts, which means you have so much data, how many terabytes or whatever, right? But as long as you have one over here, one over there, it's all set up, and then you don't have any missing stuff. That should not happen, Debs. It should not happen.
All right, so my question. So you said you got an account, right? Or a main account, and then you have a block account. That block account would be the one that's fixing all those missing files.
Right, or you could have 2 block accounts if you want.
Well,
like
or 2 block accounts. But basically, but it's the block account that fills in those missing blanks, like Alban or me has seen when it's like, oh, I'm missing this many files. It tells you, and that block account is like on a different network.
Right.
Because I remember him saying, well, if you're part of the backbone, you're going to keep missing those same files because they're all part of that same network.
Right.
But
Most
that's why
Bob Albion say in the chat about the server retention, most of them have really high server retention now.
Yeah.
I don't see
like
too
30.
many low, and the block accounts can be really, really cheap too, and they don't expire. So you can have a block account and use it for 5 years. If you only get the odd thing here and there, or whatever, because you're using Netflix, you're using Kodi or whatever, it doesn't have to be a costly adventure. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It doesn't have to be costly.
So I get this straight. So are you saying then you have that second block account, right? Now, say I create that second block account. I don't put that in my SAB or anything, is what you're saying?
Yes.
I do put it in there?
Yes.
But it's secondary. It's after the first one does all of its stuff.
Oh,
and you know how you can set it 0, 1, 2, 3.
Right. Okay, I understand you now. Okay,
like
so it's going to look there before.
To fix your problem. It's not a costly fix. It's very cheap.
Okay.
Right, because you're paying by the gig on those block accounts, right? I mean, you're paying, whereas the cheap accounts, when you get you're paying, hey, I'm paying X amount for the year or whatever it is. The block account, you're paying for the bandwidth you use. And that's why she's saying it never expires. So let's say you bought 2 terabytes. Well, 2 terabytes, you only need a couple gig, or a gig here, 2 gigs here. Because sometimes
it's only using to fill up what the broken part, right? Because you got the main part. It's only working. It's only clicks into effect when the first thing that you use, the main provider that you use, doesn't work. This one will step up and then take over and fill in the missing parts. So like if you get that terabyte Tuesday sale, that'll last a long time. Like if that's your backup, right? Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think I'm because even because I have 2 separate ones. Let's say I have Easy News and I have what's the other one there? News hosting, for example.
Yeah. Hey, those are the 2 I've had.
Okay. So are you saying that it's looking at the first one and then will it use that as a second one to fill up the incomplete stuff or not?
Yes. So as long and I can never. I always want to say a different word when I say PEIN. He did that video with the used news. He just did one on Cocoscope, didn't he, recently? Like, shows the difference. Which one's on the different one?
Pen,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right.
So then you know if yours is over here, pick one on the other one.
Okay.
I can help you out with that though. We can.
Yeah. Okay. Because I think that's why I got the idea in my head, and I figured I'd ask Dabs, if that's what the reasoning was for. Okay. Because since Penn won't come on, as much as I love him, I wish I could.
Well, actually, I talked to Canuck Gal when I was setting up my when I was doing those videos about automation. Canuck Gal was one of the people I talked to.
Yeah. Okay.
Because she's done that, and then when Penn talked to me, I was like, okay. And then I understood. Okay, so block account, because he was always talking about a block account. I'm like, oh, I don't want to pay for another damn news group. But you are, but you're not. If that makes sense.
But I understand. I understand. But I guess what I can't understand is when you're getting another news group, that's like the same. Just to get that block account. What happens? It aren't the same files on both of those. Block account and the main one that you're using.
I know he told me that it's like on different networks.
It's on different networks. Okay, then no
That's
problem.
what he said to me. He said it's different networks. He says don't get it because he says he actually worded it and what the 2 terms were, and I apologize, I can't remember, but I remember him saying you need to be on this one, and then your other one has to be like with Canuck Gal, a block account has to be on another network, so that you're getting those missing
Okay.
So I mean, it's basically they're trying to stay up in front of the MPAA and take down notices.
Okay. Andrew's trying to get rid of us. If you see there.
Yeah, he's busting my
Yeah.
balls. Okay, so sorry,
what can I
Kodi
do?
apps. We're gonna roll out. Anything you want to mention before we roll out of here? I know you're on the rum.
Yeah, I am indeed. If anybody's got anything that they want to sort of add to my sites, just just hit me up. If you're doing a theme build, add-on, whatever, just keep in touch. I'm easy to find. You'll find me on Telegram, Twitter, Facebook. So yeah, just get in touch.
Shh. All right, Miss Canuck Gal, thank you for joining on the show. Don't worry, you don't have to leave as soon as we finish the show. You're more than welcome to stay after the show because I'll go off the air. Because I'm going to post the link in my Streaming Matters group, so we may get some extra people, and that'll be off air. It'll just be for us BS and just talking. So, anything you want to say before we roll?
Thanks for having me, and it wasn't as bad, but mind you, I had some wine, so that made it easier. But
hey, more wine! You got to keep going. Don't stop.
It didn't hurt as much as I thought it would.
I told Blue the same thing. All right, so Alvin.
Thanks everyone. This is a great show. A lot of knowledge for everyone, like always. Hope. Don't forget, tomorrow night there's UFC. Nothing major fight, but some good ones maybe. And we'll see you guys hopefully Wednesday. Come out, all the other guys. Make sure you do your homework, and we'll see you then. Yeah.
Thanks for everyone joining. Thank Canuck Gal. Thanks for getting the your camera on. I'm highly impressed. And we will have the after show. We'll BS. I do have to walk my dog, so I'll be off for you guys for a minute. But I posted the link in my Streaming Matters group. So if you guys are in the Streaming Matters group and you just want to BS off live and we just have a good time and just cut up, you're more than welcome to join. And thanks for you guys joining. Kodi Apps, thanks for joining. And thanks, you can continue to be part of my group. I have your build in my wizard. Now we're joined with Coco Dab and Dabscope. So I can't shake you. I mean, or you can't shake me. I can't figure out which one it is.
Virtual fist bump, mate.
yeah. So we're going to continue to keep bringing content out to you guys. And we're going to have fun. And as always, thank you guys for watching us, and we'll see you next Wednesday, or we'll see you on the UFC fight. So as always, streaming matters to us because streaming matters to you, and we'll see you on the next one.